And we are live. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the critical thinkers, the deep thinkers, for the Manchester United fans or the football fans who like to think about things. We say what we see, not just how we feel. That is the quote. And today, of course, is your usual Friday match preview show and managers press conference reaction. And today, guys, the press conference was very juicy. The media asked him questions about Kobbie Mainoo, as you can see on your screen. In fact, they've asked him 2 or 3 questions about Kobbie. They also asked him questions about Bruno's interview. So we have very juicy, very interesting quotes from Ruben Amorim about Kobbie, about Bruno Fernandes, and of course he addressed Aston Villa. But let's be honest, guys, if you have seen the manager's press conference, there weren't many questions asked about Aston Villa. The media did their thing. And before we get into the quotes, because guys, I'm telling you, the way the manager handled these questions, the way that he addressed some of these points, I've been negative towards the manager and I still don't think he's the right guy. But I will say, I believe the way the manager handled some of these questions in the interview was better. It was, I wouldn't say it was amazing. I still feel like he was a bit inconsistent in some of his answers about Bruno. But overall, I believe the manager handled the interview quite well. So we, as a fan base, as we always do, we will get into the details, get into the fine details of the matter, and we will talk about it. So big up everybody on this Friday. Big up TK in the building. Got to make a t-shirt that says free feline cushion. Big up TK, big up Turkish, big up everybody who is jumping in, spending a short time or a long time. Just make sure you smash the like on entry or on exit, people. Big up yourselves. Like I said, today we are going through Ruben's quotes on Mainoo, including the free t-shirt picture. He was questioned about that directly and he gave his response. He spoke on the academy players and the reactions to his words when he spoke quite negatively about the academy. He spoke on Bruno's interview with the media, and Bruno's now done 2 sit-down interviews with the media. And I don't know how many Man United captains in the past during the season has managed to do sit-down interviews where they have gone against the club and essentially spoken negatively about the club and got away with it and been told that he's in his right to do so. That's a very interesting response from Ruben Amorim. So we'll get into that as well. And of course, we need to discuss, guys. We need to figure out amongst ourselves who is going to start against Aston Villa. As you can see, that is a team that started the last game, and we know that Ahmad and Mbeumo and also Casemiro will not be available because he's been suspended. So we're going to have to discuss, we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do. Is the manager going to change formation and do the 4-3-3 as everyone's talking about, or is this just a smoke screen? We'll get into it later on. We will decide, talk about what team could potentially start. This is the whole point of this show, is the press conference reaction and match preview. So big up yourselves, guys. It's Friday. We're not going to take this too seriously. We're not going to get angry. We're going to have fun with it today. It's a fun show, a usual Friday evening show where we can be a bit more relaxed. If you got a drink, you drink your damn drink right now. Take a shot. Take a damn shot. No, I'm joking. I'm not encouraging anyone who doesn't drink to drink. But relaxed is one of those kind of shows. So big up everyone. T Kizzle in the bizzle. All right, let's go straight into it. The manager, the first question The manager was asked in his press conference was Kobbie Mainoo. And there is now a little witch hunt for Kobbie. There's a growing number of fans within the fan base who are now starting to turn on Kobbie Mainoo. Some people already have done in this chat, in this channel, which is your right. You can feel how you want to feel. But he was asked about the t-shirt. He was asked about how is he going to handle Kobbie? How is he going to discipline Kobbie? What's the situation? How is he going to handle essentially the situation? And I love the manager's response to this, guys. I think the manager's response to this couldn't have been more perfect. I don't say a lot of positive things about the manager, but I believe his response to this was good. His response to this was similar to my thoughts when I gave you guys my thoughts on this subject on the Wednesday show. I said to you guys, why are you angry? Describe to me why you're feeling anger right now. And some of you couldn't do it. And this is what the manager said in these two quotes that I'm about to read to you guys. It was not Kobbie wearing the t-shirt. I'm not going to do something to Kobbie because someone in his family is doing something. Perfect response. In my opinion, guys, absolutely perfect. We want to just people coming up with their sticks and their stones and their pitchforks for Kobbie Mainoo because his brother wore a t-shirt that says free Kobbie Mainoo. The manager rose above it and says, listen, you idiots. I'm not going to try to do anything to one of my players because his silly little brother wants to wear a t-shirt. I'm not going to do that. Perfect, Ruben Amorim. Sometimes just go above these things. Set yourself above it and say, listen, you guys can cry all you want about that thing over there. I am choosing not to cry about it because it's insignificant. That is a response I wanted from him, and this is the response he is given. Let's read on. He also said about it. This is the second tweet on the same question, guys. Once again, it was not Kobbie that wore the free Mainoo t-shirt. And he's not going to start because of the t-shirt. And he's not going to be benched because of the t-shirt. Ruben Amorim is saying just because his brother says free Kobbie Mainoo, it doesn't mean I'm going to go, oh my God, let's start Kobbie. And it also doesn't mean I'm going to punish him and say, I'm not going to start you because of the free. He's saying someone wearing a free Kobbie Mainoo t-shirt doesn't matter. And that's the issue. It should never matter. If one person in the audience out of 70,000 people wear a t-shirt that says, I love Chosen Wisdom, or let Chosen Wisdom play football, why should I get punished? Why should pitchforks come out for me and try to destroy me because one person wants me to play football? Wants me to be, it's ridiculous. So I'm absolutely, this is what he should be doing in the first place. Protecting his players always. Fergie never threw his players under the bus. And this from the manager is more like it. I'm not going to do this or do that because of a t-shirt. As much as you guys want to make it into something, I'm not going to do it. He goes on to say, he will play if we feel he's the right guy. I'm used to it. I've been here for a year. Also, in a way, he's also saying that he's kind of used to this kind of thing. And a lot of people like to say that it's only Manchester United. No, guys, you're a Manchester United fan, which means you worry about Manchester United, which means you read Man United news, and therefore when you read these situations, you think it's only Man United. You act like Liverpool are not having issues right now, and Arsenal and other clubs are not having issues. You're acting like Real Madrid with Alonso are not going through a madness, and the player power there is not insane. Any massive football club with great players will always have some issues. You're acting like Alex Ferguson never had issues with Beckham, Van Nistelrooy, Ronaldo. You're acting like Rooney. Fergie had many issues with many of his players constantly. Yeah, constantly. So I'm not going to be gaslit by people who say this is only at Man United. No, it's not. It's not Ruben Amorim specific. Before Ruben Amorim, there were players like Pogba as well. Like it's just always happened, and it always will happen. So that's it. That's it. So I like the manager's response to Kobbie Mainoo so far. He was also asked about Kobbie Mainoo's performance and the fact that he performed well, he played well when he came on, and that therefore is he disappointed to see his brother wear the t-shirt, especially after his good performance. And the manager was thinking, why are you comparing? Why's his good performance got to do with his brother wearing the t-shirt? Can't you separate the two? You know. And the manager's come out and he said, listen, Kobbie's job is to train and play. I felt he did really well in the last game. Yep. And he goes on to say, Fabrizio tweet, same, just a different perspective, I guess, on his quote. He also said, he was asked about, whether Kobbie Mainoo has spoken to him about anything, about his game time, or spoken to him directly. Because essentially the interviewer was, I guess, trying to ask who is coming to your door, who's knocking at your door directly, because some of these young players, like Kobbie's brother, for instance, and Harry Amas, have tweeted things online. Are people coming to your door? Would you prefer people to come to you directly? And that's why he responded by saying, no, Kobbie played well. My office is always open. Nobody went into my office this week, so everything is normal. He's essentially saying, listen, nobody knocked at my door this week. So as far as I'm concerned, everything is fine. I will say this, though. I will say this, guys, my perspective. He threw a lot of players under the bus this week publicly as a manager, and you do not do that. And I didn't like the soft questions. I didn't like the interviewers asking him, how do you get the players? The players came out and they tweeted things this week. How do you get them under your thumb? How do you stop this from happening? I would prefer if the journalists asked the manager, why did you throw those players under the bus? I think that question would have been also a good question. Why did you say these things about these academy players? Why did you say these negative things about these young players publicly like that? But instead, the interview or the questions were more, how do you get them under manners? How do you get them under your thumb? How do you get them under control without actually addressing the reason why they're tweeting in the first place, which is to defend themselves? And I don't like punishing people who defend themselves. I don't always like that. And you know me. I've always said that I often take the side of the little man over the big bully. But that's his response. In general, like I said before, I think these are decent responses to these questions. These interviewers every week throw really difficult questions, and rightfully so, I think. But I feel like he handled that part of the interview. The Kobbie Mainoo questions, I believe he handled them well. I think he was fine with those ones personally. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know. I read an article on BBC that talks about United agreeing to playing more Friday and Monday matches. We play 9 times on a Monday, even though we are the most watched. Ticket holders are upset. Yeah, the economics and stuff like that with regards to Manchester United will always frustrate the locals. It's annoying. It's annoying, TK. When we play and how we play and how we want to maximize viewership revenue over maximizing the local guys who pay the tickets to watch the game. Nobody really wants to watch a game on a Monday night at 8 p.m. They've got work on Tuesday, TK. So it's who they prioritize, man. It's frustrating. The Palace match could be moved, said TK. What's Turkish saying? I think it's a dirty tactic. United gets the most engagement, so keep the games on a Monday, make more money off United fans. Well, this game is on a Sunday, lucky enough for us. So, but yeah, the Monday, Sunday games, I don't get it. We're not in Europe. We're playing once a week. Maybe that's why they say we're not in Europe, so they can move around our games and treat us like whatever. But yeah, going back to the point, I think the manager kind of handled the Kobbie situation. Listen, he's the manager, right? Whether I like it, whether you like it or not, he is the boss. And I'm always going to have an issue with authority and how we respect authority I think in this country in general, and how we're supposed to just be quiet when we get slapped, when we get hit, we're supposed to be quiet and just take it. Or the manager can publicly criticize you and put you in a negative light or paint a negative narrative about you publicly, but you can't address it publicly. You have to go and speak to him privately about what he said about you publicly. I'm always going to have issues with that because of who I am. I don't like to, I like to stand up to things like that. But I get it. But I get it. But I get it. Anyway, this is going to interest you guys. So that's his stance on the Kobbie. He was basically saying, listen, I don't care about the free Kobbie Mainoo t-shirt. Kobbie plays when I want him to play. And if he doesn't play, it's because I don't want him to play. It's got nothing to do with anyone wearing a t-shirt. And you guys can't force me to care about it. Beautiful, Amrim. Beautiful, Amrim. This one is interesting, though, guys. This one is quite interesting. I believe there's a bit of a hypocrisy in the manager's position when it comes to Bruno Fernandes's interview. And of course, guys, hold me to account. Let me know if my interpretation is incorrect here. You know, Bruno came out and he spoke about the club, so the club wanted him to go, all of these things. He basically spun his own version of events over the year, saying how some people don't care about the club as much as he does, how he plays most games and he's always giving his heart out and he plays well. It's all me, and me, and how he feels unfair. Any other player coming out during this season, in the middle of the season, talking about the club like the way he is, telling us that some of his teammates don't love the club like he does, and all these things he's saying. Any other player, a Pogba for instance, we would be saying it's not the right time. It's not the right time. Why is he saying it now during the season? Why couldn't he say it in the summer? Why is he disrupting everything? Why is he putting the club in disrepute? Why is it any other player? It would be like that. I guarantee you it would be like that. Look at Kobbie. Look what people are saying about Kobbie and Kobbie's brother. People are going hard, saying, how can his brother come out and say free him? But with Bruno, it's not the same. This is his response, guys, with the Bruno thing. And he says the difference is Bruno spoke with the club before the interview and said what he was feeling. So he's basically saying that he already spoke to the club. The club knows how he felt. So this is nothing new. Essentially, is what he's saying. But just because it's nothing new doesn't mean he should have done it. It doesn't mean he should have done it. He goes on to say, we can avoid these things because we know the noise. So also in a second sentence, guys, he's saying we can avoid this whole situation. We know the media, we know the noise, we know what's going on. So why are we even doing it? He then says he talked with the board and I think everything. He said, I think everything is clear. He also said, Ruben Amorim, I don't know if it's fair. Okay, Ruben. He spoke about his feelings. He needs to answer to that, not me. So is Ruben Amorim saying that a player can come out whenever they want to and just say how they feel and speak about their feelings? Would Ruben Amorim be saying the exact same thing? And this is the question I have for the chat. Ivan, big up yourself. TK. The question I have for the chat is this. If any other player other than Bruno, like a Mainoo, came out and spoke about how he was feeling, saying how he felt underappreciated, he doesn't play. If Mainoo came out with his long interview and said all these things, would Amorim's position be the same? Would he be saying, it's okay, he spoke about his feelings, he needs to answer to his feelings and not me? He spoke with the club, it's all right, it's okay, he can do this. Would it be like that? Something tells me, guys, that it wouldn't. Something tells me that it wouldn't. Okay, let's go on to read the rest of the quote, guys. Um, he's an example. He gives everything and puts everything on the line. In that, he is special. But everybody gives everything. I don't like the idea that Bruno's the only one who gives his all. I see Casemiro giving his all. I see all the other players trying their hardest too. We've developed a narrative that one single player in our squad does everything, wins everything himself. It's a false narrative that's not true and doesn't exist. We need to step up to have that feeling. We need to ask him. He's a big example in the group. He spoke his feelings. I think when I watch Bruno training and playing, he's a special character. The numbers and amount of games prove he's a different player. I like cool, wax lyrical about Bruno towards the end. He's a shining example. But are we now saying, by the manager endorsing Bruno's interview, saying he spoke his truth, right? Manager's basically saying Bruno's speaking his truth. Bruno is saying what's on his mind. He's expressing his feelings and it's okay. Is that position consistent with every other player that would come out and say something similar? That's a question I have for the chat. And if not, is the manager doing a bit too much here? I don't know. Let me know. But that is my only issue. Once again, guys, I will say that I like the fact that with both Kobbie and Bruno, to a certain extent, he's backed them. He's not said Kobbie's not going to play. Da, da, da. He's not bitten the bullet when it comes to Kobbie or bitten the gun. And with Bruno, he hasn't bitten it either. He's basically backed both of these players, said he's not going to discipline Kobbie for what he did, and Bruno is within his right to have the interview. So I do like the fact that he's backed both of his guys. And I've said throwing your players under the bus is not a good thing. So backing your guys, good. But I don't know if he should be condoning players giving deep interviews, saying certain things that Bruno has says. I don't know. Bruno, he's proper trying to get in our good graces. And I think he's manipulating the fan base a bit too much. Me, I'm the guy. When we struggled the most, I stayed present to Manchester United. Bro, we struggled the most because you haven't been good. We struggled last year and we finished 15th, largely because you were in that double pivot that went ghost. You were in that double pivot. You got sent off 3 times in 1 month. You were the reason why we lost the Europa League final. Your mistake cost us the goal against Tottenham. Your mistakes have cost us so many goals. You were the reason why we score goals often. But the flip side of that coin, Bruno, is that you're also the reason why we concede a lot of goals. The cure and the cause. That's what I call Bruno sometimes. He's proper farming this, and I'm not a fan, guys. When we struggled the most, I stayed present to Manchester United. There's loads of people who are still here. You stayed present because nobody wants you. How many football clubs have come in for Bruno Fernandes over the last 3 or 4 years? None. Not one. As much as we want to rate him, nobody wants to buy him. Nobody. Nobody wanted to buy him then. Liverpool didn't want him. Tottenham didn't want him. And the only reason why we bought him, let's be honest, was because Jesse Lingard and Andreas Pereira in that 10 role for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer were just not doing it, and we were desperate. And we spent £65 million on him. Some of you say it's the best signing we've made recently. I disagree. But I don't like this whole, you've needed me, the rhetoric around Bruno, that without Bruno, we would have been irrelevant. All of these things, he's managed to get that into people's heads. Anyway, I don't want to bash Bruno too much. This is not a Bruno bashing show. It isn't. It's a but that is that part of the his quotes. I just want to say that Bruno's very good, guys. Very good at getting favour with the United fan base. He's very good at creating, what would I call it? Love, I guess. That's how I would call it. So that's Bruno. Personally, guys, I think Bruno's time at the club is slowly coming to an end. When you start doing those kind of interviews and saying the things that he's saying, I think, and he's playing it in the position that he's playing that he doesn't really want to play, and I don't think he really likes it as much. I think he knows that he's more replaceable now than he's ever been. And I believe maybe his time is slowly coming to an end. That's what I believe, but I don't know. Let me know, guys, if I've lost the plot here. What's TK saying? What's working for Mainoo right now is that Ruby wrote off Ugarte and has limited options. That is true, TK. TK, you're gonna let me know what your team's gonna be on Sunday, bro. Because now you're talking about writing off Ugarte and Casemiro's not playing, TK. Who, TK, are you playing in that double pivot against Villa? That's what I want you to answer, bro. Are we getting bent over by Aston Villa? Says Ivan. Should I plan something else for Sunday evening? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm worried about Aston Villa. We're gonna get into Aston Villa in a second. In fact, now, players here, especially in NFL, are on short leash for personal conduct. Bruno would have been cut already if he flapped his gums as an NFL player. See, it's so TK is so intriguing because, like, it depends. I think it depends on culture. I think it depends on the sport as well. Some sports are like more chilled with people coming out. Some sports are less chilled. It depends on so much, but I'm always intrigued about that kind of thing. How much can you defend yourself? How much can you come out and say and speak? You can't speak against a manager. Never. You can never do that publicly. But how much can you speak up and defend yourself? There's always that thin line where it's like, I don't know. TK says, F your feelings, Bruno. Come to work, perform, and keep quiet. I don't do interviews at work about my feelings. T Kizzle. All right. So you know where I stand on that. I like the managers. I like how the manager handled those questions while not always liking the detail in his response to the questions, if that makes sense. Let's move on. This is Ruben Amorim on Aston Villa. So let's start thinking about Villa. Let's start thinking about the shape because we've been told this 4-3-3 is coming and we saw the match against who did we play this? Who did we play this recently? Bournemouth. And while we kind of started in our usual 3-5 or 3-4, so I say 2-1, we did in some parts move into a 4-4-2 shape, and I did see in some parts we moved into a 4-3-3. We changed shape during the game. I think we identified that and we saw that. So I don't think we're going to just set up in a 4-3-3 or set up in a 4-4-2. I think what we're going to do is set up in a regular shape, but every now and again, one of the wing backs will come into the back four to make it a 4 at the back, and one of our wing backs will stay up to create a different attacking shape. I think that's what we're going to do. And in that sense, we are and we should start to become a more fluid team. I think that's what the manager wants to do. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, the manager. So this is the Ruben Amorim on Aston Villa, and I think Aston Villa are going to give it to us. I'm conscious, of course, Morgan flipping Rodgers, bro. We have to keep Morgan Rodgers at bay because this guy is playing football like prime Rashford right now. Really. So here he is on Aston Villa. They have a manager with a lot of experience. When you watch Villa, you can sense it's a very mature team. They don't panic when they're losing. Don't feel overwhelmed when winning, and they can control the emotion. If they fight to the end, I don't know. That's a decent assessment. That's an Emre team. When you think about he talks about maturity, how mature Aston Villa are, how they handle the emotion. We our team acts bipolar. No offense to anyone bipolar out there. Our football team acts as bipolar as the manager acts. You know, when I say a football team will resemble your coach, if your coach is emotionally unstable, some days I want to leave, some days I want to stay, sometimes I hate the players. When your manager is like this, so emotionally all over the place, your football team will start second halves the way they start second halves. Then you have Emre, who's been doing this for a long time. He knows what he's doing. He's not as unstable. Villa look like a more mature team. Yes, Emre's been managing Villa for a longer period of time, so we must also understand the reason why Villa are a more mature team. Also, the added variable that Emre's been there longer. He's had these guys for longer. They understand Emre. They understand his rules, his philosophy, his ethos. He's been bedded in for Villa longer than Amorim's has been bedded in at United's. But we have just as good players. Maybe some would argue better players. So the match is going to be very, very interesting. I'm not going to lie, guys. I think this is going to be a very good game. I'm not going to give my prediction yet. I will give you guys my prediction at the end of the show. But I think this is going to be a good game, guys. Let me know what you guys are thinking about the game so far. Anything about the game. What you thinking? Off topic, but look at Colin Kaepernick, promising quarterback, took a knee against police brutality during the national anthem, never played another snap in NFL, blacklisted for life. It's interesting that he's still blacklisted, but everyone takes a knee. In the Premier League, we take a knee in the Premier League for racism. So it feels what he did has had a rippling effect, but he's still blacklisted. That is crazy. Imagine starting something that so many people agree with and you're blacklisted. This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not afraid of being blacklisted. The reason why I'm going to have a lot of different opinions to most people about most different things is because I'm that guy who will stand up and fight. I don't care about being blacklisted. I don't like bullies. I don't care. Like, I have a feeling, and I reckon if the civil rights movement was going on right now, I don't think I'll be one of those guys saying in my house all day not doing anything. I reckon if the civil rights movement was happening right now, I reckon I would be there. Maybe not the front line, getting hosed down with water, but I'll be there. I'll be the second. I'll be marching 2 rows behind Martin Luther. You get the hosing, you get the water. I don't want it. But I'm not. You guys understand me by now. I fight. I'm a fighter. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I think this is a good assessment of Emre's team. And if I could swap Emre with my manager right now, I definitely would. Let's go on, see what else he's saying. So let's talk about injuries, guys. Let's start talking about the game now. So the manager was asked who is fit, who's injured, has anything changed? So we know Casemiro, Ahmad, Mazraoui, and Mbeumo are unavailable for Sunday. We already know that. That's just clear. African Cup of Nations. Cool. Mazraoui doesn't play a lot of games. I find it's quite interesting how Mazraoui went from being the most technically gifted defender we have, and now, after his injury, he's not really found a permanent position. Not really. I thought the right centre back position was going to be Mazraoui's. I thought, going forward, it's going to be Mazraoui right centre back, De Ligt centre back, and Lenny Euro left centre back. But it just hasn't gone. It hasn't amounted to that. It just hasn't ended up being that way for whatever reason, injuries or whatever. So Amorim's also confirmed that Mainoo will not be punished for his half brother. I find it's funny that it's even something to be reported that Mainoo will not be punished for his half brother wearing the t-shirt. I don't like the town flogging thing that we do. I don't like the whole because this is what we do with Sancho as well. We won't stop until something bad happens to one of these players, and then we'll be like, oh yes, he's been hurt. Oh yes, he's been hurt in some ways. I feel good now. Oh, he's been punished. We want these players to be punished, to be flogged. I don't. It's a very strange mentality that we have. But no African players. Maguire and Delit, of course, are still um not available. So the question now is, who are we playing, guys? Who are we playing, guys? Who are we playing against Aston Villa? Who are we playing? Because this is when I'm going to ask the chat now. What's going to happen? I've taken the players out. What are we saying, people? Um, Villa 3, United nil. Bombaras. Oh yeah, I said TK. 3-0 Villa. Bomba. Maybe Villa won't show up and United have an out of body experience. and win 1-0, but I'm setting a very low bar. TK, I'm gonna go with T Kizzle on this one. I'm going to go with 3-1 Villa. I don't think we're gonna win this match at all. I feel like the likes of Ahmad and Mbumo, they've rescued us so many times, and I can't see it happening today. I can't see it happening against Villa. I think Villa are so accomplished. Once Villa don't panic, as our manager just said, when they go 1-0 down, they're not panicking. They're not. So I'm gonna go TK, and I'm gonna say, guys, 3-1 to Villa. Honestly, but similar to TK, because this team is bipolar, I know, especially away, and TK, we know the stats. We keep repeating it. When we don't have the ball, when we do not have the ball, we are more threatening because of the counter attack. So playing away from home against a Villa side that might have more of the ball than us, we might sit back and then hit them on a counter. It might actually work in our favour. So there is an outside chance for us to do something, but based on stats, based on logic, based on what I've seen before, I think Villa will beat us. So I'm with TK in the chat on this one. Let's talk about who we're going to play. Let's not confuse everything, guys, and change our formation, because we have no idea what the manager is going to do with regards to formation. I think he will keep a similar kind of system that he played the last game, where we set up like this, but during the game, we will fall back into a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 shape during the game. So I think the back three will stay the same. There's no reason for him to change the back three. Unless I'm wrong, guys, as usual, you know the deal. Tell me I'm wrong. We will correct it together as a channel. But I think the back three there, sure, Heaven, Euro, I can't see why it would change. Delit is still injured. Maguire is still injured. Martinez is back, but I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm not putting Martinez in for sure right now. I'm not. Even though the manager changes and brings on the subs and changes his back line in the 70th minute every game, I don't think it's good to keep switching and chopping your back line. I think all the positions in the world, your back line needs to be the most consistent, because defending is about structure and organization. You can change your front line because scoring goals is about kamikaze. It's about doing the unpredictable. You got to be unpredictable to score goals. So changing your front line, taking out York and Scholes, taking out York and Cole and putting in Sheringham and Solskjaer, fine. You can do that. Change of your front line. We know the rules of football, guys. Let's not act stupid. But your back line that relies on cohesion more and understanding, you have to keep talking to each other, maintain the line, always communicating. It relies on consistency. Hence why nobody really chops up and changes their back line and makes all the subs. But our manager does. Our manager does. So it is what it is. We, as you guys have said in the channel, have scored the most amount of goals in the whole fucking league except for Man City, I believe. Nobody has scored more goals than us. Yet we play in a defensive system where we have also conceded a ton amount of goals. If we had a better defense, guys, we would be second or third in the league right now. So, despite the fact we play five at the back, the most defensive system you can play, we still concede goals. That's why I say defense is about structure. It is structural. So, back three, I don't think it's going to change, guys. Let me know if I'm wrong. Who are you guys going to put next to Bruno? Tim, I see you, bro. You know, Tim, who are you playing? Because you're going to have to play Ugarte, right? TK. No? Mainoo? Is he really going to go attacking? Is he really going to play Bruno and Mainoo from the start of a game? Bringing on Mainoo 70th minute because we want to score a goal and bringing off Cass is one thing. But starting Bruno and Mainoo, is our manager going to do that, people? I believe Sesko will probably come in. Surely Sesko will come in up front, right? Brian Mbeumo will come out. Maybe Cunha and Mount will start in the 2 10s. I think Cunha can play right 10. I think Mount plays left 10 anyway, so that's fine. Sesko will start. Dorgu, TK says about Dorgu. Dorgu's available. So what are you guys saying? Are you guys saying Dorgu? Do you know what? TK, do you know what? There was one time where Dorgu came on, yeah, as right wing back. Who was it against? I can't remember. It was early on. Was it last season? It might have been last season. But he came on at right wing back and he actually looked better at right wing back than he did at left wing back. So, what are we saying? Are we putting Dorgu? Let's put Dorgu at right wing back. I think that's what the chat's trying to say. Dorgu is available. No, at right wing back. Dorgu. Okay. Is that it then, guys? It's not that deep? Is it not? It's not that deep. Just Dorgu comes in at right wing back. And what? Mainoo, are we saying Mainoo comes in for Cass? And then Cunha takes Mbeumo's position and Sesko comes on the pitch? Is that it? Bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Let me see what you guys are saying quickly. TK says, I can't believe that we're tied for second most goals this season. I guess addressing scoring needs worked. Imagine if we addressed the midfield. TK. T Kizzle. T Kizzle speaking now. He's starting to speak. TK starting to cook. Tim says he's got a feeling we won't lose. Oh, Tim. Tim, give me that optimism. Give me that optimism. I need it. I don't know what song I'm singing. Making it up, just making it up. Heaven will struggle against Rodgers. Poor Heaven. Poor Heaven. Listen, it's a man's game. If you're good enough, you're good enough. But Heaven, do you know what? Okay, I'll say this. Maybe this baptism of fire, because Heaven is 19 now, right? And I think Lenny's 1920. So maybe they just need a baptism of fire. They're going to get better, guys. These guys are kids. I'll keep saying this to you lot. They're kids, yeah? And they're playing at centre-back in what we like to call the most difficult pace and power, hardest league in the world. We say this. I don't always believe that. But let's just assume it's true. That's not easy, guys. Then that's not easy. So Rodgers, Heaven, I can just see Rodgers step over, go left, go right, bang, top bins. Oh, man. Poor Heaven. No, I just hope the kid has a good game. I hope the kid has a good game, man. Yeah, Dorgu's available, I think. Mainoo, yeah. I guess Mainoo and Ugarte. Mainoo and Ugarte in the middle. And what Tim is saying, I'm assuming if you're going to put Mainoo and Ugarte in the middle, I'm assuming you're going to put Bruno in one of the 10 positions. Is it time, guys, for Bruno to play in the 10? He's been crying for weeks now going to the media about not being played into position and how he's not being all of these things. Do you think the manager is now going to play Bruno in one of the tens? Because Bruno moved up into one of the tens in a game that we played recently around the 70th minute mark when we made subs. I think he moved him up into that position, but he's never started in any of the 10 roles. So I don't know. TK says Dorgu for pace for the counter. Yeah, but we know TK. We've spoken about Dorgu's end product, T Kizzle. And I'm still listen. I'm gonna give him how long has he got left before I start to critique him a bit more. I said I'm gonna give him time, but he's been here a year now, Dorgu. So everyone, I'm gonna give everyone a year. I'm gonna give him another 6 to 12 months to start showing me something, Dorgu, before I start turning the heat up on my assessment of him and stop treating him like a young, because he's 1 or 2 years older than Heaven and Euro. He's 21-ish. So I'm gonna need a bit more from Dorgu now, guys. I'm gonna start verbalizing it. That pick of Dorgu is like the pick of the older African kids you can sponsor. Oh no. Oh no. Without his hair. Oh yeah, because he's got hair now, innit? Alright guys, so what we saying? We're saying that on Sunday it's going to look a little bit like that. You can push. What can you do? We don't have any wingers. We can't really do much, can we? I think we can push Dallo back next to Shaw. Make it a 4. Yeah, put Mount next to Mainoo. And then I can see that, guys. I think we're going to look like that sometimes during the game. This is how we looked against Bournemouth. Dallo moved back to make it back for in the Euro. Don't forget, we saw this, guys. This is what we saw. We saw this shape. And we also saw against Bournemouth, bring Dorgu further forward. We also saw this 4-3-3 kind of shape, Cunha to the right. We also saw this kind of 4-3-3 shape against Bournemouth. But essentially, it all stems from the same setup of 3-4-2-1. You can start with a 3-4-2-1, and I think the manager wants to be able to, at any moment of time, whether wing backs are moving up to join the strikers or players are inverting, he wants to be able, or I feel like he wants to be able to change formation during the game. And that's what we saw against Bournemouth. The only thing is, we don't defend well. I don't believe we are at the level where we can be chopping and changing our formation and systems during games, because we don't defend well and we concede so much. I think consistency at the back, a consistent way of playing, not chopping and changing your defense, I think that might help us stop conceding so many goals. So many goals. Yeah, Mount is one of those guys. He has average games, and then he has a game where he scores a goal, and then everyone says he's the best thing ever. Mount is a guy that's been here 3 years and has about 10 good games in the 3 years. And Mount's PR, yeah, must be studied. Mount's PR is amazing, bro. Mount has amazing PR. He's got that feel. No, when Phil Jones was here for so long, and Phil Jones didn't play any football for like 5 years. Like 5 years, Phil Jones didn't play, and nobody spoke about him. Nobody cared. Yeah, Martial was like, when Martial was injured, Sell Martial because he's always injured. And I'm like, bro, Phil Jones is always injured, bro. Why are we not selling Phil Jones? Oh, it doesn't. Phil Jones doesn't matter. That's Mason Mount. Mason Mount walks around with the number 7 shirt, has one good game every 6 months. But that being said, Mason Mount is sound. I always have to rebut myself in a way by saying, do you know what? At the end of the day, he's injured a lot. But when Mason Mount is playing well, and when Mason Mount is feeling himself, as we saw not in the last game, the game before, he had a good game. He had a good game. So I only hope, Mason, that against Aston Villa you have another good game. And I feel like against Villa, we're going to see this as well. Dorgu scares me. I'm concerned about Dorgu in the front line because we spoke about Dorgu's end product. It's just not there. Not where we want it to be at this level. That's a good comment, TK. The reason why Mount hasn't played a lot of games is because of injury. Yeah, he has been injured this year, so he has been available this year, and he's not been selected for every game. But in general, his injuries has messed him up. But that's never stopped anyone from criticizing. Like I said, Martial's problem was his injuries, right? That's it. When Martial played football and he was fit, he was amazing. It's just that he was always injured. He was never available. So that was enough for us to hate him. We hated Martial because he was injured, not because of anything he did on the football pitch. But Mount is injured even more than Martial, and he's not hated because of his injuries. And I think that's the only point I was making. But you're right. Mount's issue is his injuries, and to a certain extent, Shaw's issues were injuries, and they both seem, touch wood, they both seem to have overcome their long-term injuries. Listen, I don't know. I said the word seem because I don't know. Who knows? Tomorrow Mount could get injured. He's probably due an injury, to be honest, Mount. Both of them are due an injury. Touch wood, but they're due an injury, bro. Let's be real. But listen, we're not going to win. I don't think we're going to win against Aston Villa. I hope we do. I really hope we do. But I don't know, goals. I like Mount. Always have good. He's getting a run of games. Maybe that's what he needed, Tim. Maybe, like TK said, he needed a run of games. And now that he's got a bit of run of games, we're seeing something. We're starting to see something. We're starting to see something. Big up Shivam in the chat as well. Big up Shiv. Let me know what you guys are doing this evening as well, man. I keep forgetting, everyone's different time zone. It's not evening for everybody chosen. Shut up. Has everyone seen Sir Alex's comments that come recently? It's amazing. Oh, are you talking about his... I know he said something about 30 years. It will take another 20 or 30 years for Ruben Amorim or for Man United to win the league. Did he say that, Shivam? I think that's what he said. Well, that's one of his quotes, Shivam. Shivam, let me know who you're starting on Sunday as well. Who are you starting on Sunday? Because that needs to be... I need to understand what's in your guys' heads. Who you like and who you don't like and who you'd start. What's Fergie saying? I'm Manchester United road back to top 10. It could be 10, 11 years for me in the league again. But Amram has a good personality and the right character for the job. Time and told, the foundation will be laid. All right. That's one of the... Listen, you know me about Ruben Amorim, but I don't have to, love the manager to understand where Fergie's coming from, and also understand that it will take time. However, I'm not gonna lie. What Fergie is saying, and this is just one of the things he's saying. I'm pretty sure he might have said more than this, Shivam. This, Shivam, doesn't coincide with Ineos saying that we're going to win the league in 3 years. This doesn't coincide with Ineos saying that we're going to compete for the league in 3 years' time. Fergie's saying that it's going to take us 1,000,000 years or 30 years. Listen, I'm an old man, bro. Yeah. I do not want to see Man United win the league when I'm 70, bro. I got to wait 30. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, bro? 30 years? Nah. Nah, it's not that deep, bro. Leicester didn't wait 30 years. Leicester just got promoted and said and won the league. They didn't wait 30 years. This is a myth, bro. Anyone who comes to you and tells you and gives you some sort of time, like there's some guru or something, you just got to question why. Why 30? Why not 25? Ask them that. Why not 25 years, Fergie? Why not 10? Why 30? Why? They'll have no explanation. It's just a number that they pluck from their head. I don't think it will take 30 years. Put it this way. TK in the chat already said that we've scored the most amount of goals, yeah, other than Man City. Which means if we had just done our job against Tottenham and done our job against Nottingham Forest, just 2 games, rather than drawing those 2 games that we shouldn't have drawn, if we just won those 2 games, we would be second in the league right now. Without our midfield of Belebas and stuff, if we had a better manager who won us those games with his managerial tactics and his managerial skills, made certain changes to push us over the line, we would be second right now in this league. Second place, just 2 results, just scoring 2 more goals, just conceding 2 less goals. If we conceded 2 less goals this whole season, we would have won 2 more games and therefore been on 4 extra points and therefore probably second or third in the league. This is a rubbish league, guys. It would not take us 30 years to win it. If we had a manager that understood this league, that knew this league, we would be in the top 3 right now. Can this manager get us there? Maybe. But I don't buy into this. It's going to take us a long time, all these things. Look how tight, look how close it is. And we're not even playing well. Imagine when we start actually playing well. I don't feel like it's that far away, guys. And that's without the midfield reinforcements that we need. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Nimis Shivam starting 11. Lemens, Dallo, Euro, Heaven. Martinez instead of Shaw. All right. Dorgu, Bruno, Mainoo, Cunha, Mount, Seska. I guess similar to my starting 11, but you got Martinez instead of Shaw. I can see that. I hear that, Shivam. I get that. It's 1:45. What 1:45 a.m. Oh man. You can't even go out partying at that time. It's too late to even go out partying at 1:45. That's it, Shivam. You're just indoors now, just chilling, yeah? TK's headed to casino tonight. Oh man, poker tournament. I miss those poker TK, these poker tournaments take forever though, TK. I remember playing poker with the guys, bro. We would be playing poker for hours, bro. It's one of those games that just goes on for but it's fun though. It is fun. Tim's eating dinner. Wait, what's happening for dinner? Pizza? It's Friday night, right, Tim? So what? We're doing takeout, yeah? Is it Friday night takeout or is it Saturday night takeout? Which one is it? Some people do the Friday night takeout and then what? Saturday they cook. Some people do the Friday night takeout. Wait, I just said the same thing. I mean, some people do the Saturday night takeout and they cook on Friday. I don't know. Is it leftover Friday or is it Saturday night takeout? Veggie sausages with rice. Oh, veggie. But put pizza for lunch tomorrow. You know what's nice, yeah? I don't care what no one says, yeah. When that you warm up a little pizza from the night before. I don't know. Like some people have it cold, yeah. That's evil. That's them. They have evil spirits inside them. If you're having cold pizza, that's dead. But when you warm it up in the microwave, yeah. I don't know why. I like that. I like that shit, man. I stay up till 2:30, 2:45 a.m. Then get up at 7:15 a.m. for work. Being that past. Hey, Shivam. All right, let's talk to Shivam for a second. Shivam, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. When I was told, yeah, that we sleep for 8 hours a day, 8 out of the 24 hours, which means a third of your day is spent sleeping, and if you, of course, do the calculations, it means a third of your life. A third of your life is spent sleeping. So when you reach the age of 60, Shivam, you know you spent 20 years asleep out of your 60 years. And when you think of it like that, it's quite depressing. But then I thought, and then I stopped. I said, no, I don't need so much sleep. I'm missing out. But you need sleep, bro. You need sleep, bro. You can't do the 4 hours sleep, yeah, for 2-3 years, yeah. You can't do that, bro. Do you know how that's affecting your health, my guy? So Shivam, word to a friend. If you need help sleeping, if not, I encourage you just sleep, bro. Sleep. I'm telling you, get your sleep in. I'm telling you guys, it will come back to bite you in the bum. Get your sleeping, guys. Listen, when you're sleeping, your brain's at rest. It's good. It is good. Um, strategy consulting. Ah, all right. Say no more. Tim, next time you make wings at home, flavor them with sriracha. I can't even say it. Sriracha and honey. You need 5 hours at the max. Shivam, Shivam. I ain't gonna lie, yeah. Reason why I'm like, because I suffer from, I don't sleep a lot myself, Shivam. I struggle with sleep, but I kind of make my sleep up a little bit on the weekends, right? But I know how bad it is not to get sleep in, bro. Like, it's not good. Literally. I'm vegetarian, but sounds nice. I thought Tim would veggie because when Tim said he had vegan sausage, I was like, Tim, you vegetarian? Are you vegetarian because you want to help the planet, or are you vegetarian because you want to be healthy? Or a mixture of both? Poached salmon with dill. Okay, you guys are just getting me hungry now. This is kind of wild salmon on Vancouver Island. What was that like? I like salmon. What's your favorite fish? It's such a random question on this football. I'll probably be salmon, right? This is pink. I know the white fish is like cod and haddock. I don't know, man. I'm Caribbean, so we have like in the Caribbean we have things like snapper fish. I don't know what you call it elsewhere, but in the Caribbean we call it snapper. All these little small fishes that you just fry. You fry them. Um, yeah, I think we have salmon at Christmas time in Jamaica. Halibut, salmon or trout. See, it's trout. I don't like the white fish. Yeah, I like the white fish like cod. That's a bit dry. I don't like the white fish that's a bit oily. It's trout, yeah, like a oily, slightly oily white fish with like, yeah, I don't know if I like trout. Haddock. Yeah, I like chippy. I like chippy, like haddock and cod. The chippy fish. I like chippy fish. Chippy fish. All right, what are we doing here? Wow, we're done. We're eight. Was it 1 hour? Eight. I think we've done 1 hour, guys. Nice show. 8:25. We gotta keep it an hour. Yeah. Hopefully, and no, hopefully, thankfully, guys, we don't have to wait until flipping Monday to watch our game. We can watch. I ain't gonna lie, guys. Let's quickly see the games because I'm pretty sure when I look to the games this weekend, yeah, there were some games, guys. There were some juicy. We got Newcastle, Chelsea. I think the 12:30 kickoff. Ooh wee, ooh wee. Let's go Premier League fixtures. What we got? We got. All right, cool. We got Newcastle, Chelsea. Yeah, we got Newcastle, Chelsea, 12:30. Um, Man City, West Ham, decent. Tottenham, Liverpool, 5:30. I gotta watch that game. Who we got? Tottenham, Liverpool, guys. Quickly. All right, quickly. Who we got? Newcastle, Chelsea. I'm gonna go. Chelsea are so. Chelsea are fake though. Chelsea are like heroes there. I'm in Newcastle at home, so I'm gonna go Newcastle home in against Chelsea. Tottenham, Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like Liverpool are gonna beat Tottenham away, so I'm gonna go with Liverpool beating Tottenham away. I'm gonna go with obviously Villa beating Man United. I can't really see any other big games. Arsenal should beat Everton. However, that's going to be an interesting game because I can see Everton being very dogged, being very defensive. But I think Arsenal will eventually. It's going to be one of them games where Everton are going to defend. They're going to do well up in the 60th minute, and then Saka's going to score, and then Arsenal are going to. After they score one, they'll score a second. So I feel like Arsenal will beat Everton. Bournemouth Burnley will be interesting. I have no idea who's going to win that game. But yeah, I think the games that stand out for me: Tottenham Liverpool. Uh, Brighton Sunderland will be a decent game. Newcastle and Chelsea, and of course our game Aston Villa versus Manchester United. So decent games this weekend to watch, people. Shivam says we're gonna beat Villa 3-1. That's interesting, Shivam, because I said we're gonna lose to Villa 3-1. So let's go, guys. Let's see. We are back on Sunday. I might do a watch along, maybe for the Tottenham Liverpool game or something tomorrow, maybe, but I'm not gonna promise it. But Sunday we will be back here for the game. So big up everybody. Enjoy your, I don't know, is it Friday night for everyone right now? Enjoy your Friday night / Saturday morning, Shivam, and to the rest of you guys. Quickly read what you guys are saying. Haddock at the chippy. No trout. No, trout is pinkish. Maybe I need to try some trout then. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I actually haven't tried trout before. I need to try it. And with my sort of diet and everything that's going on with me, I probably need to start eating more fish. And they said oily fish is good for you. So maybe I need to start eating more fish, people. Fun fact, halibut swim normal for the first bit of their life, then turn flat and swim on their sides on the bottom. Why is fish doing that? That's some stupid evolution, bruv. That's stupid evolution. Why are you evolving stupidly? Don't do stupid things when you evolve. Do things better. We had a defender called Fish. As in Man United had a defender, or you, Tim. Today's MVP is Turkish. We have beat them, else top 5 is lost. We have to beat them, otherwise top 4 is lost forever. Then we won't get Anderson and no Walton and no Stiller. Bro, Shivam, don't forget that we had to beat Tottenham. We had to beat Tottenham and qualify for the Champions League and get 100 million. And what did we do? We lost. We lost. And we didn't get the money that we needed to get, which means we couldn't get some of the players we needed to get. Will Fish. Anyway, guys, big up yourselves. It's been an amazing, good show. Nice, snappy show. Some interesting quotes from the manager. We started off with the manager's quotes, his press conference, as we usually do. Kobbie Mainoo. Yes, we went on and on about Kobbie Mainoo. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but we are going to talk more about Kobbie Mainoo this season. I warned you guys. I warned you that this Kobbie Mainoo thing wasn't going to go away, and we will be here talking about it on a regular basis, and here we are. I said this. I said people will turn on Kobbie like they always do. Human beings are predictable if you just understand a bit of psychology. We spoke about the manager and his attitude towards Kobbie. We spoke about the manager and his reaction to Bruno Fernandes's interview. I believe largely his press conference was actually quite well done. He deflected, he managed the questions, and he answered it in a very, in my opinion, mature way. While not always, I haven't always, and I will not always agree with the detail of his responses. We then spoke about the team and what we're going to do on Sunday, how the team could look on Sunday, how we could approach the game on Sunday, and I believe we are going to play a team that looks similar to the one you see on screen. And I believe that you guys mildly agree with me. I don't think we have too many options. I think that's the issue. There's not a lot of options. There's not a lot we can do. We have to play Dorgu. We have to. Mount Mainoo probably now has to play. Sesko, unless the manager hits his head and starts thinking about Xerxes, which we know he doesn't think about Xerxes. But unless that happens, or the manager falls down the stairs and he goes, oh, I like Xerxes now, I don't think that's going to happen. So I imagine Sesko will play. And that's it. So big up yourselves, guys. Shivam says Rodgers will be pocketed and slammed left, right, centre on the pitch. Shivam, by who? Dallo. By Dallo. By heaven. Shivam, I need your optimism. Big up yourselves, guys. Have a great Friday. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you